Hi everyone. You guys look at my new tooth. Doesn't it look good? My name is Marissa. This is a 60-minute flow 2 class, so welcome. Thank you for joining us. I'm here with the lovely Abby. She will be demoing class today, and I'll be stepping in and out kind of whenever I feel like it. It is incredibly hot out, so please have access to water. Know that you can take breaks, grab water, towel off at any point. It's really hot, so listen to your body. Your practice might not look today like it does other days. So really just tune into how your body is feeling. I did share the Spotify playlist link in the chat if you want to follow along to what we'll be listening to here. Let me just do it one more time, I think. All right, and I'm going to try to use my AirPods today, so there is no issues with going back and forth from the computer. If there is any issues hearing me, I have that chat open the entire time. I'll be checking it periodically, so please feel free to pop in there and let me know. And I hope you all are having a wonderful summer potentially, or week. There we go. Okay, beautiful. We won't start the music right away, but again, it looks like everyone's muted, so just know that you can listen to whatever you want. There shouldn't be any issues with overlapping. All right, yogis. One thing that I am teaching a fair amount in this sequence going forward is, this specific sequence is chaturangas. Since this is a virtual class and you are doing this at home, I just wanted to know that, give you guys options and demonstrate a full chaturanga. You may already know this, it's only gonna take a second here. The full expression of a chaturanga is a high to low plank. So you start in a high plank. I like to shift forward just to stack my shoulders over my wrists and then lower down no more than halfway with your elbows at your sides. As you inhale, upward facing dog, press into the tops of your feet. Your knees are off the mat here and you're lifting your chest. With your exhale, downward facing dog, you tuck your toes, push back. That is the full expression that I cue every time, but that is always optional. The other options are coming onto your knees as you pull down or push down. And then when you push up, you'll re-engage your knees off the mat, and then we'll all meet in down dog. Other option is high plank. It's a great option if you're trying to build some core strength. Otherwise, you can always, if you're working on some back strength, come all the way down and do a cobra pose, lifting your chest by squeezing those low back muscles. So many options here. Feel free to try each one on as we're moving today. It is about 8 or 9 chaturangas, maybe a little more, so we're building heat and intensity that way today. Yogis, whenever you're ready, meet me in child's pose or another restorative posture that feels right for you on your mat. Start to tune into your breath. Release any distractive thoughts. And let's unite our breath together here. Yogis, exhale everything out of your lungs. Take a big inhale, fill up with air. And open mouth, exhale, let it out. Let's do one more breath together. Full inhale, fill up. And big exhale, let go. Beautiful. Option to engage that Ujjayi pranayama, that constricted, maybe audible breath. It's an inhale through the nose and an exhale through the nose. Ujjayi meaning victory and pranayama meaning breath, almost like this oceanic quality. So as we're moving in a vinyasa flow, it's one breath to one movement, and it also helps build some heat. But this is your class. Open mouth exhales are totally fine if you'd like to release that heat. If you start to feel overheated, just keep your head above your heart here. Know that you can come to any resting posture as you wish, and then you can meet back up whenever you're ready. Yogis, if you are following along in our playlist, I will start on mine in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, and just make sure it is not shuffling. I guess it doesn't entirely matter. On your next inhale, slowly shift forward to a tabletop position. So stack your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. Find some slow organic movement here. Maybe take some barrel rolls through the midline, or if you're working on Maybe some forearm stretches. You can reverse your palms to bring your fingertips towards your knees or out to the side. Just find some slow movement to wake up here. And yogis, whenever you're ready, meet in a neutral tabletop position. We will thread the needle on the right side first. Inhale, reach your right arm high. Exhale, thread the needle, sweep your arm between your hand and knee. Come on down to your shoulder or your ear. Yogis, work on making this an active posture, so maybe press the back of your palm into the ground any amount. If you'd like to take a half bind here to open up your other shoulder, definitely feel free to do so. Yogis, if you did take a half bind, slowly bring your palm back down to the mat. On an inhale, reach your right arm high, find length. Exhale, neutral tabletop, come back to center. Other side, inhale, reach your left arm high. Exhale, thread the needle, sweep it between your knee and hand, coming on down to your ear. If you'd like to take a half bind on this side, listen to your body and bring your forearm towards your low back here. Yogis, if you did take a half bind, slowly bring your palm back to the mat. On an inhale, reach that left arm high, find length. Exhale, neutral tabletop, come back to center. We'll take a few rounds of cat and cow here. So inhale for cow pose, drop your belly, tilt your tailbone towards the ceiling. Exhale, cat pose, carve it out and tuck your tailbone. Beautiful. Inhale, cow pose, expand through your rib cage. Exhale, cat pose, bring your chin towards your chest. Beautiful. One more just like that. Inhale, cow pose, raise your gaze. And exhale, cat pose, push your mat away, look between your knees. Beautiful. Slowly come back to a neutral tabletop position. Yogis, inhale, curl your toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips high. Push on back and then pedal it out here. Walk your dog out this afternoon. Drop your shoulders out of your ears, down your back. Bring your chest towards your thighs by tilting your tailbone towards the ceiling. Feel this as a stretch in the back line of your legs. So a little hamstring or calf stretch here. And then down dogs, start to find some stillness. On your next inhale, look forward. Exhale, ragdoll pose. Step or walk behind your wrists. You can always widen your stance any amount or bend your knees any amount. If you want to grab opposite elbows with opposite hands or maybe interlace your fingers behind your head, just let your torso hang heavy. Feel this as a back line stretch, so feel a low back stretch here. Maybe rock weight from your heels to your toes or sway from side to side. Yogis, if you chose an arm variation, swap out your grip to bring equal attention and energy to the other side, maybe different interlacing of your fingers. Shake your head yes and no, and yes again. Release any tension in your jaw, neck, or shoulders. If you'd like to take a chest expansion here, know that you can do so. Yogis, slowly get any last little fidgets out that might feel good. Bend one knee and then the other. And whenever you're ready, release your palms down, toe heel your feet together, bend your knees generously, and on a big inhale, slowly roll up to stand, stacking one vertebra on top of the other, head being the last thing to come up. And then find some stillness, yogis. This is equal standing pose or standing at attention. In Sanskrit, it's called samastitihi. You can stay here with your hands at your side, or you can bring your hands to heart center. But this is where we will be setting our intention for practice today. Over the weekend, it was the 4th of July, and thinking about what freedom and free means to us. During practice today, free yourself from the expectation of the postures. Work on listening to your body, releasing any expectation or anticipation about where you're headed. It's not supposed to look like anything except how it feels right in your body. If there is a different theme or idea, or maybe a person you would like to send your energy to, Bring that to the forefront of your mind. We'll set it out with an open mouth exhale all together. Yogis, exhale everything out of your lungs. Take a big inhale, think of your intention, and open mouth exhale, let it out. Beautiful, you can open your eyes, bring your hands at your side, and we'll begin our sun A's. Inhale, mountain pose, rise up, reach high. Yogis, continue to breathe. Drop your shoulder blades out of your ears, down your back. Hug up slightly on your kneecaps just to engage the lower half of your body. Turn your pinkies slightly in just to wrap your shoulder blades around your back. Yogis, take a big inhale. And with your exhale, gentle side bend towards the right so you can find a prayer grip or maybe grab your wrist. Slowly open up the sideline of your body, reaching and finding length rather than dumping into your joints. Beautiful, yogis. On an inhale, slowly come back to center. And exhale, gentle side bend, opposite side here. Remember to keep your shoulder open to straighten towards the front edge of your mat. And remember to breathe. Yogis, with an inhale, slowly come back to your mountain pose, release your grip. And exhale, baby back bend, lift your gaze, lift your heart. Beautiful, inhale, come back to center. Exhale, forward fold, hinge from your hips, send everything down. Inhale, halfway lift, reach to the crown of your head. Take a moment to set this up here. Continue to breathe. Yogis, your hands can be above or below your knees, but find length in your spine. So one long line from the crown of your head to the base of your spine. Maybe rock a little more weight into your toes. Know that your knees can be bent any amount that feels right. Take a big inhale, find length. Exhale, high to low plank, chaturanga of choice. Inhales for upward facing dog, broaden through your collarbones. Exhale, downward facing dog, push into your palms. Yogis, take a full inhale here and a full exhale. We'll flow that sun A 2 more times, breath to movement. On your next inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, travel to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, charge up, rise up strong. Exhale, side bend towards the right. With an inhale, slowly come back to center. Exhale, side bend, opposite side. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, baby back bend, cactus your arms. Beautiful, inhale back to center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, find length. Exhale, high to low plank, chaturanga of choice. Inhales for upward facing dog. Beautiful. Exhales, downward facing dog. Gorgeous. Yogis, take a big inhale here. Exhale, let it go. On your next inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, send it back down. Inhale, mountain pose, root to rise. Exhale, side bend towards the right, find your edge. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, side bend, opposite side. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, baby back bend, last one, lift your heart. Inhale, back to mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank, building that heat. Inhales for upward facing dog. Exhales for downward facing dog. Beautiful, yogis. Take one full breath in and a full breath out. Moving on to our sun B slow, we'll break it all down. On your next inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, travel to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Bend your knees, send weight into your heels, and raise your arms. Yogis, if you want to take a wider stance in your chair pose, feel free to do so. Protect your low back by engaging your core, maybe even slightly tuck your tailbone here. Your knees can be bent any amount, but weight is in your heels, so rock your weight back so your knees stack over your ankles. Drop your shoulders out of your ears here. Yogis, take a big inhale. Exhale, open arm twist towards the right. Sweep open, arms come to a T. Engage both fingertips and then peek down at your knees. Can you see your toes? Are your knees in line with one another? Adjust any amount. Yogis, with an inhale, come back to center, chair pose. Exhale, open arm twist, opposite side. Reach back with your left arm. Feel it as a little stretch in your left shoulder. Again, take a peek down at your knees. Can you see your toes? Are they in line? Engage your core. On an inhale, come back to chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge from your hips. Send everything down. Inhale, halfway lift. Find that length. Exhale, high to low plank chaturanga of choice here. Inhales for upward facing dog. Exhales for downward facing dog. Yogis, take a big breath in and a big breath out. On your next inhale, reach your right arm high, or your right leg high rather. Exhale, low lunge. Step or guide that foot between your hands. Inhale, easy open twist. Reach your right arm towards the ceiling. If you want to come on down to your back knee, feel free to do so. We're here for a handful of breaths, so if you want any wrist circles or arm circles, feel free to do so. You have some time here. And yogis, slowly come to stillness. Take a big inhale to prepare. Exhale, low lunge. Place that palm on the mat. Re-engage that back leg off the mat. Inhale, warrior two. Pivot your back foot down. Wind open to the long edge of your mat. Take a moment to set it up. You can always adjust your stance any amount. Work on stacking your shoulders over your hips. Press your front knee to the pinky toes of your standing feet and press into the nice edge of that back foot, engaging all four corners of both feet. Beautiful yogis. Inhale, reverse warrior. Reach towards the ceiling. Lengthen the sideline of your body. Exhale, extended side angle, reaching forward, tick-tocking your arms. Yogis, take a moment to set this up. If you want to use your forearm onto your knee for support, you can do so. Or maybe press that forearm into your knee. You're reaching towards the ceiling, lengthening both sides of your rib cage here. Remember to breathe. Yogis, with your next inhale, reverse warrior. One more time. Keep your legs, swap your arms. Exhale, high to low plank chaturanga, cartwheel down and find your flow. Inhales for upward facing dog. Exhales for downward facing dog. We'll all meet there. On your next inhale, reach your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step or guide that foot between your hands. Inhale, easy open twist. You can come on down to your knee, but reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. Any of those wrist circles or arm circles that might feel good. If you did it on the other side, listen to this side of your body and what it needs. You're here for a few more breaths. Yogis, slowly find some stillness. On an inhale to prepare. Exhale, low lunge. Bring your palm back down to the mat and re-engage that back knee off the mat. Inhale, warrior two. Pivot that back foot down. Use your core to rise up. Take a moment to set this up. Yogis, back toes are pointed a little more towards the front. Maybe your pelvis is tilted in the same direction as your toes. Fingertips are engaged, energetically pushing out in opposite directions. Beautiful, Abby, yes. Inhale, reverse warrior. Lift towards the ceiling. Lengthen the side of your body. Exhale, extended side angle, reaching forward, tick-tocking your arms. Continue to breathe. Yogis, you can use your forearm onto your knee for support. Rather than dumping into your joints, use your strong core to help lift you. Gaze can be up or forward or down. Just remember to breathe. Yogis, on your next inhale, reverse warrior. Keep your legs, swap your arms. Exhale, high to low plank chaturanga, building that heat. Cartwheel down and find your flow. Inhales for upward facing dog. Exhales for downward facing dog. Beautiful yogis. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Let's do one more breath together. Big inhale and big exhale. That was our sun. Be slow. We will flow that one time, breath to movement, but it's your breath and it's your movement. Make this be a practice that really works for you. This is your practice. On your next inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the crown of your head. Exhale, forward fold, send it back down. Inhale, chair pose, send your seat low, raise up. Exhale, open arm twist towards the right. Inhale, sweep back to center, chair pose. Exhale, open arm twist, opposite side. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold, hinge from your hips, one long line of energy. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank chaturanga of choice. Inhales for upward facing dog. Exhales for downward facing dog. We'll all meet there. Take one big breath in and one big breath out. On your next inhale, reach your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step or guide your foot between your hands. Inhale, easy open twist, reach towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring that palm back to the mat. Inhale, warrior two, pivot your back foot down, wind open to the long edge of your mat, and stay for your exhale. Inhale, reverse warrior, lift towards the ceiling. Exhale, extended side angle, reach forward, just passing through. Inhale, reverse warrior, one more time, lengthen towards the ceiling. Exhale, high to low plank chaturanga, cartwheel down, find your flow, use your breath. Inhales for upward facing dog, beautiful. Exhales for downward facing dog. Other side, inhale, reach your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step or guide that foot between your hands. Inhale, easy open twist, reach towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring that palm back down to the mat. Inhale, warrior two, pivot that back foot down, wind open. Stay for your exhale, remember to breathe. Inhale, reverse warrior, reach towards the ceiling. Exhale, extended side angle, just passing through. Inhale, reverse warrior, one more time, lengthen that side of your body. Exhale, high to low plank, last one for a while, cartwheel down and find your flow. Inhales for upward facing dog. Exhales for downward facing dog. Beautiful yogis, take a full breath in and a full breath out. On your next inhale, look forward. Exhale, step through, come and have a seat. How's everyone feeling? Let me know if you like that sequence. It's a little different from what I was teaching before. Building a lot of heat in our shoulders, but also in our core, right? So I actually got into yoga because I hurt my low back. And the first thing they told me was to strengthen your core. So actually this will be a little core series in a moment here that I'll be teaching. It's a little longer than I usually am, but usually teach, but the core really helps protect when you find your up dog here, right? Because we're not dumping into our low back, we're actually engaging our core to get both sides of our spine, right? So yogis, when you're ready, meet me on your backs, on your mats for a little bit of core workout. If you're following along in the playlist, I'm going to the next song. There's only about 30 seconds of this song left. It has a really good beat to it. But wherever you're at, just find a cadence that works for you. We're gonna start with basic crunches for your upper abs. So interlace your fingers behind your head. Elbows are wide out of your vision. Chin is off your chest. Basic crunches, here we go. It's a lift and lower, lift and lower. And you exhale as you lift. Yogis, find something that works for you here. Remember to breathe. Open mouth exhales are totally fine for core. That helps release the heat that we build in our bodies. Again, keep your chin off of your chest and bring your nose and your chest more towards the ceiling rather than crunching forward. There's a light grasp on your head to release any tension in your shoulders. Unclench your jaw. You got it. For 4, 3, you'll pulse it up in 2, and 1, little pulse is up. It's a pulse and pulse, as big or as small as you want. Work on bringing your shoulder blades off the mat by lifting with your upper abs. For 4, for 3, hold it high in 2, and 1, hold it high. For 4, 3, take a long body stretch in 2, and 1, long body stretch. Unclench your jaw, take some full inhales and exhales. Think of your intention. All right, yogis, so we did our upper abs. We're working on our lower abs, and today we're gonna do lowering leg lifts with our feet together. Know that you can make this as big or as small as you want. Your knees can also be bent any amount. If you wanna protect your low back, you can also bring your palms underneath your sacrum here. Wherever you're at, if you'd like to meet me with your legs up the wall, flex your feet to bring your toes towards your face to engage your hamstrings. Lower leg lifts. Here we go. It's a lower for 3, 2, 1. And you'll lift. 3, 2, 1. Lower. 3, 2, 1. And lift. 3, 2, 1. Yogis, continue at this pace. Press your low back into the mat. Unclench your jaw. Remember to breathe. Your lower abs, they got this. Just here for 4. You're here for 3. Long body stretch in 2. And 1. Take a long body stretch. Any little fidgets or other stretches that might feel good. Almost halfway done with our core series. We are working on our transverse abdominis next, so the sides of your body that help twist you, your obliques as well. Meet me in your tabletop legs, yogis. We're doing bicycle twists. Know that you can march your legs for toe taps or maybe march them as you twist, but this is a 3-part movement. Bicycle twist, come to center, start whenever you want. Yogis, focus on the integrity of this form, right? It's not about how fast we go, it's about where we go. So bring your elbow more towards your knee rather than your knee to your elbow. Exhale as you twist. Unclench your jaw. Keep your chin off your chest. Stop pulling on your neck. Remember to breathe. You're almost done. You got this. So good, so strong. You're there for 4 and 3, pulse to the right. In 2, it's short, I promise. In 1, pulse it right. For 4, for 3, pulse it left. In 2, and 1, pulse it left. For 4, for 3, make them scissor legs. In 2, for a count of 8. In 1, scissor legs. For 8, 7, and 6. Just 5. Long body stretch in 4, 3, and 2. Long body stretch in 1. Good push, everyone. Maybe windshield wiper your knees or take any other stretches that might feel good. Yogis, we have one last part of the core series. We're actually going to work a little more on our obliques. So bring your, bend your knees and then drop them over to one side. I'll start with my right side, but whatever works for you. Find that basket grip behind your head and make little oblique crunches here. So your chin is still off your chest. You're still lifting high and crunching forward slightly, but with your core rather than pulling on your neck. Shoulder blades are coming off the mat. You exhale as this muscle shortens. Really actively feel this. Visually engage. You're here for 4, 3, you'll pulse it up in 2, and 1, little pulses up just for 4, just for 3, hold it high. In 2, it's short, I promise. And 1, hold it high. For 4, for 3, other side. In 2, and 1. Yogis, give this side just as much attention as the other side. Whenever you're set up, it's a lift and lower, a lift and lower. Yogis, really listen to your body. Experiment with playing around, slight movements, slight crunches, variations. Where do you really feel it? You're exhaling as you twist. Work on finding height to bring your shoulder blades off the mat. You're here for 4, 3, you'll pulse it up in 2, and 1, you're here for 4, 3, hold it high. In 2, it's the last thing. In 1, hold it high. For 4, for 3, long body stretch. In 2, and 1, you're done. Great job, everyone. Whew. Some full inhales and exhales. Yogis, core series is done. Grab water, towel off. If you'd like to come through tabletop to take some cat and cows or any other little stretches, you have about 35 seconds, so a little over half a minute here to just catch your breath, regain sight of your intention. We'll eventually meet back in down dog in a moment. Yogis, slowly, whenever you're ready, start to make your way back to a down dog. Push into the L and J shapes of your palms. Tilt your tailbone towards the ceiling. Send your hips high. Yogis, know that it's not about doing everything in a practice. It's about doing what we do end up doing well and with integrity. You don't look like anyone else, and your practice isn't going to look like anyone else's, including yourself day to day. That's why it's called a practice. Let's unite our breath together here. Exhale everything out of your lungs. Beautiful, yogis. Take a big inhale, fill up with air, and exhale, let it out. On your next inhale, reach your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step or guide your foot between your hands. Inhale, crescent lunge, use your core, rise up. Take a moment to set this up. We haven't been here yet in this sequence. Know that you can always widen your crescent lunge stance if that feels good. Feel this as a little stretch in that elongated leg. Hug up on your kneecap to straighten that back leg. Work on stacking your front knee over your ankle and your shoulders over your hips. Beautiful, yogis. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, open arm twist towards the right. So use your core to twist through the midline of your body here. Squeeze your inner thighs to help find stability. Yogis, on an inhale, exalted warrior or exalted crescent, lift towards the ceiling and help use your core to lift, right? You're reaching towards the ceiling rather than dumping into our low back. Back hand can come to your low back, your forearm, or maybe grab that back leg. Remember to breathe. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, open arm twist, just bring your hands back to a T. Yogis, bring your hands to heart center, your thumbs to your heart. Recommit to this twist here. We're heading towards revolved crescent lunge. Take a big inhale. Exhale, start to hinge from your hips. Work on bringing your elbow towards the outside of your knee. Again, use your core to help twist your shoulder open. You can come on down to your back knee if that feels better for stability and support. Work on keeping your head above your heart and your heart above your hips. Yogis, you're just here for 3. Runner's lunge as you release in 2. And 1, runner's lunge. Gently plant your hands towards the inside of that right foot. If you want to come on down to your knee or toe heel that foot out to the corner or edge, maybe come on down to your forearms. You're here for a handful of breaths. So feel this as a deep stretch in your hip area. Yogis, if you did come on down to your forearms, with an inhale, push back up to your palms, push your mat away from you. With your exhale, re-engage your back leg, tuck your toes, bring that back knee off the mat. Inhale to a high plank, sweep your right leg around, zip your feet together, and exhale to a side plank. Remember to continue to breathe. Slowly rock weight to the left side of your body. Open up towards the long edge of your mat. Push your mat away from you, send your hips high. You can come on down to your bottom knee or float your top leg. Yogis, you're just here for 3. High plank as you release in 2. And 1, exhale to a high plank. Take a full inhale here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Yogis, take 1 big breath in and 1 big breath out. We'll take that same sequence on the other side. Inhale, reach your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step or guide your foot between your hands. Inhale, crescent lunge. Use your core to rise up. Beautiful, Abby. Work on stacking that front knee over your front ankle. Drop your shoulders out of your ears, so down your back. You can always widen your stance if that feels better here. Yogis, take a big inhale. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, open arm twist, or rather exhale, open arm twist towards the left. So you're using your core to twist through the midline of your body. Again, recommit to that twist by squeezing your inner thighs together. Use your core strength to help stabilize your foundation. Inhale, exalted warrior or exalted crescent, reaching towards the ceiling, finding length. Beautiful. Lifting your heart, supporting your joints by engaging your core. Remember to breathe here. Take 1 full inhale. Exhale, come back to that open arm twist, arms come to a T. Yogis, slowly start to bring your hands towards heart center to a prayer grip. We're moving into that revolved crescent lunge on this side. Take a big inhale to prepare for your twist. Exhale, hinge from your hips. Work on bringing your elbow towards the outside of that knee and then using your core to open up towards the ceiling. You can come on down to that back knee or widen your stance any amount. One long line from the crown of your head to your heel. Remember to breathe. Yogis, you're just here for 3. Runner's lunge is your release in 2. And 1. Runner's lunge. Slowly plant your hands towards the inside of that foot. If you want to come on down to your knee or your forearms, maybe rock that knee open or toe heel it to the edge of your mat. Take a moment here. You have a handful of breaths. Yogis, if you did, come on down to your forearms. With an inhale, push back up to your palms. With your exhale, re-engage your back leg, tuck your toes, bring that knee off the mat. Inhale to a high plank, sweep that leg around, zip your feet together, and exhale to side plank. Slowly with control, rock weight to the other side of your body. Yogis, you can float your top leg, come on down to your knee, but remember to breathe. That's the only thing you need to do. Bump your hips up towards the ceiling, stack your shoulders. You are just here for 3. High plank is your release in 2. And 1, exhale to a high plank, square your chest to the mat. Take a full inhale here. Exhale, downward facing dog, push on back. Yogis, inhale fully and exhale deeply. On your next inhale, look forward. Exhale, step through, come and have a seat. How's everyone feeling? That was our last, good, hot. It is very hot in here. That was our last standing series. We do have a few standing balancing series, but this is actually the time I reserve for an inversion practice. It's usually a couple minutes that I leave to kind of play around with some new things. I know that this is a virtual class, so not everyone might have a safe space or a practical space at home to practice an inversion. I know that some people might be practicing on carpet. Know that that totally changes the balancing game. It makes your practice harder. So kind of keep those things in mind, right? Take your practice with a grain of salt. It's going to be different in different environments. The inversion that I'm actually demoing today is an arm balance inversion, which means that we're balancing on our hands. It's very similar to crow. It's actually flying frog. Oh, I lied. There is one more standing balancing series. I'm a liar. Sorry, guys. But it actually is similar to crow pose in the way that you get into it. So there's 3 parts to an inversion. Your foundation, which for this is wide. Your hands are shoulder width apart. You have wide grip, almost like froggy hands here. And then your gaze is slightly in front of you because that's where you want your body to head, right? If it looks between your knees, you might tumble forward. And then your core. You want to help your back lift the heavier part of your body, which is usually your legs. So you need your core to almost cat-like to help lift it up. Yogis, with flying frog, bring your knees either towards the outside of your triceps or maybe the backs of your triceps. Kind of play around in little froggy hops and micro adjust them to see what feels right and what feels most stable. Whenever you feel like you have a spot that feels right, and there's more weight in your hands other than your feet, you can slowly start to rock weight into your hands and then splay your feet, almost like prone frog in the air. If you fall out, you're close to the mat. If there's a different inversion you would like to get into, know that you can do so. Maybe you just want to stretch at this time. That's totally fine. We'll eventually meet in child's pose, either extended or traditional, in about a minute. So this is your time to do whatever you'd like. Let me know if you have any questions about flying frog. Beautiful. How does it feel? Do you think it's easier or harder than crow?
I think a little bit harder when the feet are splayed.
Feet are splayed, yeah.
Feel like there's more weight.
There's more like components to it, yeah. Yogis, you have about 25 seconds or so, and then we'll meet in a restorative posture. Yogis, wherever you're at, slowly start making your way back onto your mat. Child's pose or another restorative posture, but just limit your gaze, maybe soften your eyes or close your eyes. Start to tune into whatever thoughts arose during that inversion practice, or what thoughts arise when we do hard things. Is it one of support? Is it one of acceptance? Do you give yourself the freedom to fall? Do you feel free of expectation or comparison? Being in tune to your thoughts are important just as much as being in tune to what your body is doing. And yoga means union. So it's really the union of our mind and our body working together that is the yoga practice. Yogis, let's unite our breath together here. Exhale everything out of your lungs. Take a big inhale, fill up with air, and exhale, let it out. We have a standing series and then a couple balancing postures, and then we'll get on to some stretching. So yogis, meet me in a tabletop position. On an inhale, curl your toes under. An exhale, downward facing dog. We will all meet there. Let's unite our breath together one more time. Yogis, exhale everything out. Take a full inhale and a full exhale. On your next inhale, reach your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step or guide your foot between your hands. Inhale, warrior two, pivot that back foot down, wind open. Exhale, straighten your front leg. Inhale, bump your hips back to prepare. And exhale, triangle pose, Trikonasana. So tick-tock your arms. Take a moment to set this up. Maybe play around with different variations of this, of what feels right, or different heights. Know that you can micro bend your front leg any amount rather than locking out your joints. You're lifting towards the ceiling, lengthening both sides of your body. Triangles with your next inhale, slowly rise up, arms come to a T. And exhale, pivot all 10 toes in the same direction. We'll take a wide-legged forward fold here. Big inhale, fill up. Exhale, hinge from your hips, ride your breath down. Wide-legged forward fold. We're here for a handful of breaths if you want to walk your hands from side to side or rock weight from your heels to your toes. Find a little stretch here that might feel good. Yogis, wherever you're at, slowly come back to center. Engage your strong core as you inhale, rise back up, arms come to a T. With your exhale, warrior two to the front, re-invite that bend in that right leg. Inhale, reverse triangle, straighten your front leg, lift towards the ceiling. Exhale, high to low plank, chaturanga if you would like. Inhales for upward facing dog. Exhales for downward facing dog. On an inhale, reach your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step or guide your foot between your hands. Inhale, warrior two, pivot that back foot down, wind open. Exhale, straighten your front leg. Inhale, bump your hips back any amount. And exhale, triangle pose, Trikonasana. Remember to breathe. Yogis, if you have a block or a water bottle you'd like to set under that bottom hand, know that you can do so. It might help you feel this posture in a different position. Lengthening through the crown of your head to create length in your spine. Triangles with your next inhale, slowly rise on up. With your exhale, pivot all those toes in the same direction. On an inhale, puff up your chest. Exhale, hinge from your hips, wide-legged forward fold. Yogis, you can take another round of wide-legged forward fold, or if you want to take prone frog on your mat, You can come on down to your knees. Prone frog is a deep inner thigh stretch. Might not be for everyone, but I especially like it. It feels a little awkward, a little vulnerable, but you're opening up your knees, sending the inside of your hips towards the mat and keeping your feet splayed. You can rock back and forth, stay on your palms or your forearms. These are some options here. Almost like flying frog, but on the mat. Prone frogs, when you are ready to get out, slowly support your knees by bringing your heels in towards your glute, kind of toe heeling your knees and ankles in. We'll eventually meet in that wide-legged forward fold all together. Yogis, engage your strong core as you inhale, rise back up, reach to the crown of your head. Exhale, warrior two to the front, readjust your pelvis and stance. Inhale, reverse triangle, straighten your front leg, lift towards the ceiling. Exhale, high to low plank, chaturanga, penultimate one of class. Inhales for upward facing dog. Exhales for downward facing dog. Beautiful, yogis. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. On your next inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, travel to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Bend your knees, send weight into your heels, lift your arms high. Exhale, eagle on the right. So sweep your right arm underneath and around. Bring your palms to touch. Yogis, if this does not feel right, you can take opposite shoulder grab here, stacking your elbows. Wherever you're at, rock weight to the left side of your body, reaching your right leg high, and then coming up and over your knee. If you need to kickstand your foot, or maybe single wrap or double wrap, work on bumping your knees towards the right in your twist. Yogis, find your drishti, your gaze, your unmoving focal point, and as always, engage your core and breath. You're just here for 3. Chair pose as you release in 2. And 1, inhale and unwrap chair pose. Exhale, eagle on the other side. Sweep your left arm underneath and around, palms to touch, or maybe that shoulder grab. Opposite side, lifting your left leg high, up and over your knee. You can kickstand your foot, single wrap, double wrap, bumping your knees towards the midline of your body so your joints are stacked. Your wrists, your elbows, your knees, your ankles. Bring your palms away from your face, lift your elbows towards hip, shoulder height. Eagles, you are just here for 3. Mountain pose as you release in 2. And 1, inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Yogis, we're taking eagle airplane. So you'll find eagle arms and airplane legs, and then we'll unwrap to warrior 3. And that is our last standing balancing posture. We'll start again on the right. So finding those eagle arms, however they look on the right side, with either that shoulder wrap or wrap full. And then airplane legs. So reach your right knee high and then hinge from your hips slowly with control. Work on keeping your pelvis and chest square towards the mat. Remember to breathe. Ground down through the 4 corners of that standing foot. Eagle airplanes, you are just here for 3. Unwrap your eagle arms in 2. And 1, unwrap your eagle arms, big palms to face each other. As you inhale, reach forward, warrior 3, continue to breathe. 1 long line from the heel to your fingertips. Warriors, you're just here for 3. Mountain pose as you're releasing 2. And 1, mountain pose. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center, shake it out. We'll take that on the other side. Warrior 3 can feel very intense in your low back, so remember to engage your core. Finding your eagle arms on the opposite side, left hand sweeps under and around, or shoulder grab. And then airplane legs, so lifting your left leg, and then slowly hinging from your hips. You have time to get there, using your breath to find your balance. Eagle airplanes, find your drishti, this gaze, this unmoving focal point in yoga. You are just here for 3. Unwrap your eagle arms in 2. And 1, unwrap, palms face each other, and reach forward. Engage your core to support the weight that you're holding above your head. You're just here for 3. Mountain poses, you release in 2. And 1, inhale to mountain pose. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center and shake it out. Yogis, we have 1 last sun A to get back to down dog, and then we will get on to some stretching. Your next inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, hinge from your hips, send everything down. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, high to low plank chaturanga, last one of class if you would like. Inhales for upward facing dog. Exhales for downward facing dog. Yogis, take a big breath in and a big breath out. On your next inhale, reach your right leg high. Exhale, half pigeon. Sweep your knee behind your wrist. Yogis, if you would like to take this on your back in supine half pigeon or supine figure 4, come onto your back. Bring an ankle over your knee. If you want interlace behind your thigh, you can bring that towards your chest. Pigeons, wherever you're at, work on squaring your chest and pelvis towards the mat to not sway favor to either side. Let your head hang heavy. Pigeons on an inhale, slowly push back up to center. And with your exhale, downward facing dog, pedal out to your feet. Yogis, if you took this on your back, you can swap out your legs for supine half pigeon on the other side. On an inhale, reach your left leg high. Exhale, half pigeon on this side, bringing your shin towards the top. Exhale as you hinge from your hips onto your mat, releasing any weight in your elbows or shoulders. Release tension in your jaw, and work on returning to a natural breath. Yogis, with an inhale, slowly push back up to center. And with your exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips high. Last one of class, pedal it out to get some blood flow in that knee. On your next inhale, shift forward to a high plank position. With your exhale, lower all the way down onto your stomach. We'll take a couple spine strengthening postures here, yogis, starting with Cobra Pose, Bhujangasana. Bring your palms underneath your shoulders. Press into the tops of your feet as you inhale for Cobra Pose. Lift your chest and continue to breathe. Beautiful, Abby. Yes, squeeze those shoulder blades slightly together. Little to no weight in your hands, just slightly pulling forward. Wherever you're at, take one more inhale. And exhale, release. Bring one ear down to the mat. Arms at your side. Yogis, slowly bring your chin back to center. If you'd like to take another round of Cobra Pose, feel free to do so. Otherwise, we'll do just a chest expansion Cobra Pose, a little more for your shoulders here. If you'd like to interlace your fingers behind your low back, bringing your palms to touch and squeezing your shoulder blades together. As you inhale, lift your chest. Slight tuck of the chin to elongate the back line of your body, so gaze is slightly ahead of you. Remember to breathe. Cobras, wherever you're at, take one more inhale. And exhale, release. Bring your opposite ear to the mat and arms at your side. Yogis, slowly, with control, bring your chin back to center. Push yourself up to a tabletop position and then come to sit on your heels. Swing your legs around to either side and send your feet out long in front of you. This time we'll take a seated forward fold, so ground down through your sits bones. As you inhale, find length in your spine, reach high. With your exhale, hinge from your hips, bring your chest towards your thighs, any amount. Yogis, on an inhale, come on up back to center. And with your exhale, lower all the way down onto your back, one vertebra at a time. If you'd like to take happy baby here, you can bring both knees into your chest. Maybe grab behind your knees or the soles of your feet on either side. Massaging your low back by rocking side to side any amount. And then happy baby, start to find a little bit of stillness. Extend your left leg long. Keep your right knee in towards your chest. With an inhale, give that shin a big hug. And with your exhale, supine spinal twist, gently guide it across your body any amount. Yogis, slowly guide yourself back to center with control. Swap your legs out, extend that right leg long out in front of you. Bring your left knee in towards your chest. With an inhale, give that shin a big hug. And with your exhale, supine spinal twist, guiding it across your body. Yogis, when you're ready, slowly guide yourself back to center. Last little stretch here, bringing both knees into your chest. Full wind removing pose, wrap around your shins. Give yourself a big hug. Fill up with air, maybe the biggest inhale of all class. And with your exhale, release. Find a final Shavasana that supports you. Take up as much space as you would like on your mat. You deserve to take up space. Yogis will be here a little under 2 minutes, and I'll guide us out when it's time. Yogis, it's time. All of this pretending and performing, these coping mechanisms that you've developed to protect yourself from feeling inadequate and getting hurt, has to go. Your armor is preventing you from growing into your gifts. I understand that you needed these protections when you were small, and I understand that you believed your armor could help you secure all of the things you needed to feel worthy and lovable. But you're still searching, and sometimes we all feel more lost than ever. Time is growing short. There are unexplored adventures ahead of you. You can't live the rest of your life worried about what other people will think. The time has come to let go of who you think you're supposed to be and embrace who you are. Give yourself the freedom and encouragement that we so wholeheartedly give to other people. Yogis, if you would like to continue with the rest of your Wednesday, begin by deepening your breath. Invite some organic, intentional movement into your body. You can wiggle your fingers and toes or unclench your jaw. If you'd like, whenever you're ready, find a last long body stretch. And slowly find Fetalasana, fetal position on either side of your body, using your bicep as a pillow. I always say this is a comforting posture. This is a posture that symbolizes rebirth. Yogis, you can work out as much as you want. You can drink as much water as you want and take as many vitamins, but if you don't exercise the mind, we're missing a part of that healthy life. If you'd like, with an inhale, slowly push up to a seated position, taking any thoughts of empowerment with you, leaving anything behind. You can keep your eyes closed or softened. Maybe call to mind whatever intention you set at the beginning of class, whether it was a theme or idea you've been working on or a person you dedicated your practice to. If it was one of freedom, I hope that you give yourself permission to be free from those expectations, whether it's in your practice, whether it's in a role that you are in your life, it's all okay. Yogis, when you're ready, if you'd like to bring your hands to heart center and your thumbs to your hearts to symbolize kindness in our actions, thumbs to our lips for kindness in our words, and thumbs to third eye center for kindness in our thoughts, most especially towards ourselves. Bowing forward, we seal in our practice today. Namaste.